Howdy ho, Minecraft fans! It's Collins, and we're back with more Feed the Beast Ultimate Pack. And we finished up with the filler, and we got all of this stuff cleared out here. And I just want to mention something real quick. So, I kind of dived into this Feed the Beast, and I've been watching videos on it, and I assumed everybody knew what it was, but we're going to kind of go over it real quick. So, Feed the Beast is a Minecraft launcher that's designed for mod packs. And the Feed the Beast mod packs, you can actually download Feed the Beast at feed-the-beast.com. I believe it was designed by someone called Slowpoke. But the Feed the Beast mod pack is basically a pre-canned lists of mods that are added to Minecraft, and they're kind of designed with interoperability, so the mods are designed to work together. And that's just an easy way to do mods. It actually installs separately from your regular Minecraft. You put it in a different folder, and if you remember right, we're running on 1.4.7 for compatibility with all the mod packs, and regular Minecraft is up to 1.6.2, which we just upgraded in the vanilla Let's Play. So that's kind of an idea what the mod packs, what Feed the Beast is. It's kind of like Tekkit and some of the other mod pack stuff, but it's easier to get the mods because it's pre-canned in a pack, and you just do a couple clicks and you have a collection of mods. And we are running the Ultimate Pack, which is one of the mini Feed the Beast packs. And the Ultimate Pack has almost 100 mods in it, and a lot of them are like one mod requires another, so it's not really like 100 different mods. But there are a lot of mods in the mod pack. So we set up all this floor over here, and we are going to use this floor for some GregTech stuff. So one of the things about GregTech is it changes some of the recipes that the other mods use and actually makes them harder. They call it hard mode. You can actually go in the config files in your Minecraft mods and change the config file for GregTech so it reverts the recipes back. And I know I kind of complain about it a lot, but really I just kind of wanted to run the Ultimate Pack the way that it was set up. So we're leaving it in hard mode, and it's fine. I mean, I'll complain about it because I think it's stupid, but that's a GregTech for you. But really, we just wanted to do the mod pack the way it was designed. So this is our GregTech floor. And again, if we look at our, well, we don't even need to look at F3, the mini-maps right there. So we're at Y44, so we're just above the slime chunk. And this is going to keep slimes from spawning down here. And we got our high pressure steam boiler over here from Railcraft with the liquid fuel from Biofuel. And then I went ahead and set up some stuff over here. So we got some GregTech stuff going on. So we started off with, I moved the solid fueled steam boiler over here, and I hooked up my little circuits. We got a red pipe signal when there's low fuel, and that will pull stuff to this Arctic gate, and that will pull charcoal out of the ender chest. And upstairs, the ender chest fills back up with charcoal from a barrel, an overflow barrel, whenever it runs out. And you can see if we empty this. Well, actually, we'll just go ahead and stick these in here. So now that we've emptied this chest, if we wait a second here, it'll start filling up with a whole bunch of charcoal. And that's kind of what it's designed to do. There's actually some revisions I did with engines, and we may go over that in a little bit. So let's take a look at how we're going to power all these GregTech machines. So again, we got the steam boiler, and just a note for this, below the steam boiler we have an aqueous accumulator from Thermal Expansion, and this is a pretty easy setup. I always make sure I set the redstone disabled, which means no matter what kind of redstone signal it receives, it will still be on. And then the configuration is pretty simple. You make it output by clicking on these, and that means output, and that means off. So it's outputting on the top, and there are water source blocks underneath here and underneath there. And this is right on the edge of chunk, so you can see the chunk border right down the line. So this will always be in a loaded chunk, because this is part of my Railcraft little chunk loader thing that takes ender pearls. But I recommend, if you set up one of these steam boilers, to put the aqueous accumulator below it, and you don't even need pipes, because you can see in the setup we have it configured to put water straight above, and this thing will accept water straight above, and there will be no limit on the types of waterproof pipes that you use on how much water will flow. So that's definitely the way to do it. Right underneath, so it's always in the same chunk as the boiler itself, because these boilers can explode, but really the only way to make it explode is to run it out of water and then stick water in it. So we don't want to do that. And then we are using, we're drawing the power out of this. We're using the Power Converters mod. And Power Converters is a mod in Feed the Beast that's exclusive to the Feed the Beast packs of Ultimate and Yogscraft. And of course it's available, other ways. Like if you have Tekkit, I'm sure there's a Tekkit version that has this. And you can also add this in as a mod to a pre-existing pack. So like you could take, Minecraft pack and add this in if you wanted to. But this comes with Ultimate and Yogscraft, and we are using it. And this uses consumers and producers. So we've got steam consumers, and you just attach them directly to the steam boiler, which again means there are no waterproof pipes to restrict the flow, so it gets the maximum, which actually happens to be 80 microbuckets per tick. And behind here is the energy converter, and then it goes out into Industrialcraft high voltage, and that powers our machines. And we have another one over here doing the same thing, and it's actually I calculated this out. I believe it's 8.5 of these steam consumers that I can stick on here. So we've got 4 here, 4 there, and 1 more that we're using to produce medium voltage and then turn it into low voltage, and that's going to power our low voltage GregTech machines. So let's take a look at the GregTech machines and see what we got here. We have industrial centrifuge, and I threw some netherrack in there. I believe the first one we built was this plate bending machine, and you need this with GregTech in hard mode because a lot of the things you need to build require plates, and GregTech takes, especially in the most recent version, they took even more stuff out. But we have a Railcraft rolling machine, and you can make plates in the rolling machine, but with the newest version of GregTech, or the version we're running in Ultimate Pack, they took a bunch of recipes out of the rolling machine and moved them over to this plate bending machine, so we had to build one of these. Like you can build iron plates in the rolling machine, you can also build them here, but like steel plates, you have to do them in the plate bending machine. So that's one of the first GregTechs we built, and we built this one, industrial centrifuge. But there are actually a bunch of recipes that got taken out of the industrial centrifuge and moved into this industrial electrolyzer. But you still kind of have to build the centrifuge first. And then we built this assembly machine, and it's kind of a weird machine. I don't think you actually need it for anything else. But it was the last 32 EU tick GregTech machine, so I hooked that up. And if you're powering your GregTech machines, you'll probably be able to do it this way. I don't know if you have to have bat boxes on the low powered ones, because I think they have internal storage. But as we upgraded the base here to more power, we had leftover bat boxes. So I just they each get their own bat box. That way they're never going to run out of power, hopefully. And then the next thing is the 128 EU tick, which is this industrial electrolyzer. And it has its own dedicated MFE. Again, got some spare MFEs left over from upgrading because we're using MFSUs up there. So we got extra MFEs, and we did industrial electrolyzer. And there's some dust I put in here, and it just produced sulfur and mercury. We can use the mercury, I think. I'm not sure what we'll do with the sulfur yet. And then the next machine I built was an industrial blast furnace. So the industrial electrolyzer is actually one of the components needed to build the industrial blast furnace. So that's why I built that one. And then we worked on this industrial blast furnace, and this is using standard machine casings and reinforced machine casings, and I think you don't actually need the advanced machine casings in the newest version. They're pretty complex to build too. You actually have to build one with the lower machine casings first in order to make stuff to make the advanced machine casings, and then you can like cut one of these out and upgrade it if you want to, but we don't have to do that because there's heating coils that you can add to the blast furnace. And standard machine casings, reinforced machine casings, and we actually have lava underneath here. And it's 10 standard and the rest are reinforced, and I believe that once we get coils in here we'll max out so we can use all the recipes that the industrial blast furnace uses. So right now it's 2000 Kelvin I hope that's Kelvin, of heat. And this thing here just shows you the pattern you build it in. So the bottom is a solid base of 9, the top is a solid base of 9, and the middle two are hollow. That's what that red in the middle means. And actually the red in the middle means you can put lava in there. So we've got 2 of these hooked up, and I actually ran some stuff in here. So I got chrome out of one and titanium out of the other. And I had some stuff I found in a dungeon chest, and I used that to make an electronic circuit with this little thing here. But again, you don't really need that, and electronic circuits are pretty easy to build anyway. So that's our GregTech, and each of the 2 industrial blast furnace blocks have their own dedicated MFEs, and we can put 2 more because you can put 1 in each corner. They have to go in a middle block. I wonder if you can also put ones above too. I don't know. But those will get their own MFEs also. So we got those, and we built some stuff. And again, the power converters mod, you have these consumers and producers, and these are actually pretty easy to make. Once you basically make a certain engine, and you put gold around it in a crafting table, and you get, I believe you get the producers first. But these are interchangeable. So I have a consumer, I can make a producer just by putting it in any crafting table or your crafting window, and then you can turn the producer back into a consumer. It's pretty easy to do. And that's one of the cool things about the power converters mod. You can see we've got, I actually tore down the MFSU that was over here because we actually drained it, which is fine. And we'll put it up over here somewhere and build craft and stuff like that. We'll get to that. So right now what I think we'll do is we set up some alveary stuff up here. And I set that up earlier, but I still have a clip of it, so let's take a look at that. You know, it seems like I do a lot of building lately in Feed the Beast off camera, so I figured we would do some stuff on camera. So we got our alveary blocks, which I showed earlier, and I went ahead and crafted some of these. So we have lighting and rain shield, and then some frame housing. So the lighting and the rain shield will allow the bees in the alvearies to work at night and in the rain, and that way my good production bees, I don't have to worry about them like having to sleep at night and stuff to make it daytime. So we're going to build them over here, and I carved out some spots, and this is on kind of the edge of the chunk over here. And let's see if I can do this right. So I think I will do 1 row here, and we'll make it stick above ground a little bit. So we want a lighting here, and let's put a rain shield on the opposite side. We'll fill in some more blocks. I hope I am doing this right. Oops. I hope I can just destroy these. Get them back? Okay. And then slabs go on the top. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. And then we'll go downstairs and put the bottom blocks in. Okay, so at the bottom I want frame housing. And then we'll have to have a way to get at that frame housing. So we want another frame housing here. Oh, you know what? I don't want it there. Oh. So I put a gap in between these of 3 spaces, and that will allow me to run cabling and such. So I think we can put this right there, and that right there, and then if I just fill in all the blocks, that should turn into a regular deal, right? I'm probably doing something wrong. Why you not become a housing? After interrogating the wiki, it looks like we had a couple of issues. So one thing is the top layer, apparently like the star pattern in the middle of the top layer, so these 3 blocks, everything except the corners, has to be regular alveary blocks. So I moved the lighting from here to there, and the same with the rain shield. And then it also says that the slabs are untested, and you can see when I mouse over this, this is the first slab from the giant farm, and it says sandstone slab, but I think these slabs are causing a problem, so we're going to try to switch these to some vanilla oak slabs, which I have right here. Oh, come on, don't fail me. Oh, jeez. I'm just going to throw slabs everywhere. And presto changeo rearrangeo. Oh yeah, okay, we have an alveary. And presto changeo. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we got 2 alvearies with rain shields, which means the bees will work when it's raining, and alveary lighting, which means that they will work at night. So I think the first thing that we'll grab is the 2 production bees that we need for our system. So the Industrious produces the, let's see if I have this right. The Imperial produces the Royal Jelly, and the Industrious produces the Propolis. Come on. So if we put Imperial in one, and Industrious in the other, we should get lots more Propolis and Royal Jelly, and we'll let those guys do their thing, and I'll hook up some pipes down below here. And there we go. So we got alvearies, we got the Imperial Queen, and we got the Industrious Queen. It's actually not propolis, it's pollen that they produce. So I got pipes set up over here, basically pump stuff out. And then I have this set up to put frames in the frame housing, but I haven't automated it yet. I just put the pipe in there. And then this pipe puts bees back in the top and sends everything else down into an ender chest that I set up. And so all of my sorting stuff starts with gray, and then we got yellow and black for the bees. And this actually shoots stuff over there. So if you remember before with all the little apiaries, I had an extra apiary that I took out and I put a chest there. So I replaced the little wooden chest with this matching ender chest, which means when stuff goes in this ender chest, it goes over to that side of the base and goes into the bee sorting stuff. And then since we haven't automated the frames, I just have these lights hooked up. These are lamps. And I'm not sure which ones these are from. I think it's thermal expansion. I could be wrong. And the lamps light up when they need frames, and so I built some frames, and we're just going to manually stick them in here, and this will make the guys produce more stuff. So the first 2 we got was our Industrious and our Imperial, and then the next 2 that I did, love my redstone, so we got the little excited drone for the redstone, and you can see the bees moving down here, down below, and it should pop back up in a second. My princess, there we go, and they will produce the little redstone combs, and the other one I hooked up is the iron. So we got iron being produced, and the iron actually just goes into the little Enderman contraption thing here that we did, and this uses the Equivalent Exchange 3 mod, which takes these shards of minium. I call them hearts all the time, but they're shards of minium, and then you make this inert stone, which is actually this recipe here. So stone and then iron and gold, and then that produces these minium stones, and this is semi-automated, and the minium stones go into an ender chest. I actually got room for one more. I got a bunch of extra ones. I made way too many. So we can put those in here, and because this chest is adjacent to all of the auto crafting tables and minium stones don't stack, the crafting tables will pull them from the ender chests. I think I went over that before. And then there's another ender chest over there. And I just did that to make it easier. I fill up one ender chest, and both of those and all three of these use the minium stones. But this is going to convert our iron that we get from the bees into gold and then into diamonds when the chests fill up. And I switched these engines around. I mentioned before I was playing with some engine stuff. So we went with an iron gate. So an iron gate allows me to send an energy pulse and turn on a redstone signal to power some engines. So we got the electric engine, and I switched the circuit board around in here. I really don't need the extra power, because without any extra power it still pulls a whole stack, so there's no way to get it to pull 2 stacks. So all this is one circuit board that reduces the EU intake. And then I had a bunch of these redstone engines laying around, so I threw another one on there. Not sure if that actually benefits it anyway. But I did the same thing with the engines over here and a couple other places. So I switched these around. This is also an iron octarctic ore gate. And it does energy pulse and redstone signal, and we got the electric engine and the redstone engine up there. And that pumps stuff out of the chest pretty fast. And we did that in a few places in the base, actually. So there's some stuff down here too. Again, the same thing. Iron Arctic gate sends an energy pulse and a redstone signal for electrical engine and redstone engine, and same thing down there. And then this one's slightly different. I don't need as much out of here, so this is just energy pulse and one redstone engine. And there's some other ones where I change them around a little bit. The other one I changed around a little bit was this sand contraption thing over here. So what we do is sand gets put into this chest, and when the chest is full it gets sent down this blue side. And then the induction smelter can pull sand when it needs it. And I've got this set up with just a regular gate with the basically this torch goes off when the induction smelter is empty, and then it pipes stuff through here and stone pipes. And I'm pretty sure I went over this before. I put one gold pipe in because it doesn't make a difference. And I had 2 redstone engines, but that didn't seem to make a difference either. And we might switch this to an iron gate. Maybe that'll help us out a little bit. I'm not sure. Actually, I think I had the iron gate and I took it out because this is the way to get close to a full stack without getting more than a stack and having it overflow. So that's the way we got that set up. And then upstairs we also have the charcoal. And I mentioned the charcoal, I changed that around, so let's take a look at that real quick. So the charcoal, the turtle put stuff in the ender chest, but I also have my sorting system putting charcoal in from the Mine Factory Reloaded mod. So these trees get cooked into charcoal, and then the charcoal gets put into the ender chest from the sorting system. And when the ender chest gets full, this top gate puts extra charcoal into the barrel. And when the chest empties out, this bottom contraption pulls charcoal out of the barrel. And the way I got this to work is I actually have these Stirling engines. They're easier to set up than the Hobbyist steam because they don't need water. All they need is charcoal. So I put them in a way where the pipe actually connects to them and refills the engines as the charcoal flows through. But when the chest is empty, this signal goes on, a redstone signal, and there's a repeater underneath here that powers that second engine. So both these engines go off, and it basically pumps 2 stacks at a time through some pipes. And I mixed some stone and some gold, and it's just enough to almost fill up this chest when this goes off. So if this chest empties out and these things start pumping, then it by the time the first bit of charcoal gets in here, there's enough charcoal in the system to almost entirely fill the chest up. So that's a kind of a cool way to do that. It's kind of an interesting trick. And I got little golems over here. I haven't touched them. They just rock it out. We got some henequen seeds and some netherwort and then a bunch of wheat. And then they also do the sugarcane and the cactus. So that's pretty cool. I just took those off. I wanted to try the Thaumcraft stuff, so we took them off the Mine Factory Reloaded and put them over here. Kind of cool. And the other thing we did is we grabbed a little bit more oil, and I figured out some stuff with the oil too. So let's take a look at that. Here's my water bee. I guess they do make extra lily pads. So we're going to take one. So I got this pump again, and I decided the redstone energy cell that I charged up for the filler, let's take that and see if we can't get it to pump this thing. That would make the pump just much more portable. This is actually near where I spawned in the world, and I mentioned this once before. So I spawned over here. Here's the crafting table I built when I first popped into the world, and I cut down a tree that was sitting over here. And then I did my thing where I dig down, grab 20 stone, 3 stone, make a stone pick, 20 stone. And this village, I've gone through this and I cleaned it up. You can see on the mini-map there's a bunch of villagers, and they're actually right below this. There was like a hole in the ground, and I think they all fell down into something, but I came back and tried to find them. But all I've really done is you take these steps out, and that way when these doors are a step above, the zombies will try to break them, but they keep jumping, so they'll never actually break these doors. That's kind of the best way, and then I lit everything up. So if you have a step gap in these doors, if they're closed, the zombies won't be able to break them, as far as I understand. I don't think it works with the doors that are placed backwards, though. But if they're placed like this, I think that the zombies can't break them if there's a full block between them. So I've done that in the whole village, and you can see most of the doors are intact. And we can come back and explore villages and stuff later. So again, I mentioned this, and I think I cut the footage out, but you can put a lily pad on top of the oil well, and then you've got blocks to place all of your tools and stuff. So I believe from the lily pad I can directly attach the pump. And then from the pump I can directly attach the ender tank. And then I think we can take our lily pad back now. Give me my lily pad back. Where'd it go? Okay. So those things are hard to find, because I don't live in a swamp. And then we'll plop a world anchor down. Let's just do this. There's a world anchor, and throw some pearls in there, and then we'll power this bad boy up. And I think that's all there is to it. Does this need to be in Googly Go mode? Looks like it's doing something. You can definitely tell I recorded that in the morning. Got definite morning voice. But we sucked that thing dry and pulled some more fuel out and put it all away. But we haven't got to use free fuel yet. We'll do something with it maybe. If not, if you guys want to know how to do the pump stuff in your world, you obviously know how to do it. And it's definitely easy with the redstone energy cell. And you can actually, the minimum you can put out of this thing is 5 megajoules a tick, and I think that's enough to run the pump, so you don't really need a whole lot. So that will last a while, quite a few pumpings of oil. We got some stuff we played with, set up some blocks. This is Mystcraft. So we got some Mystcraft stuff going on, because I do have some biome pages that I found in some chests. And we'll go over that next episode, because we're kind of running long on time. So thanks everybody for watching, and thanks everybody for liking and subscribing, and hope you guys are having fun. And I got a bunch of new subs, and I got some friends that I mentioned that we were doing Minecraft videos too, so maybe those guys will subscribe too. Thanks everybody, and hi Lily if you subscribe and watch the videos, and Zach and Tyler and all the guys. Oh yeah, Dylan and Hayden. And yeah, thanks everybody. Hopefully you guys are subscribing and watching it, and watching all the crazy stuff we're doing, and the crazy Ender Bowl and all the other fun stuff we did. And we're going to wrap it up here. So again, thanks everybody, and we will catch you guys later.